I got shipped. Welcome for the weekend.
Then I want to see a show. I flip on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there.
The hell is this? Hot Topic?
Hot Topic.
Here's your favorite picture.
Oh, I fucking hate that
For
picture.
the community with great advice, I know who I should go see.
All around town radio.
Show.
That's where I go for the latest plan.
What's going on, Ceris? Welcome back.
Woo-wee!
It's a hot one.
It's a
It is.
hot one.
And it's a hot one. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Hot Topic Tuesday. It's been a while.
It has.
I haven't had you here for 2 weeks. I've been missing your lovely face. Oh,
It's all sweaty and dirty. I've been working since like 6 a.m. this morning.
Oh. You got a big week coming up.
I have a massive week. Yeah.
Yeah, let's at the end of the show, let's mention all the things going on at the end of for the week, because you've got a huge party going all weekend long at the Bell and the Bear, and lots of fun stuff. Actually, all week long.
All week long. Yeah, I
just
added some things to make it an all-week event. I think my
you
tits
put yourself in Crunchville there, didn't you?
I really did. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to open a second business and celebrate a 5-year anniversary the way that I do it
In the same week.
in the same week.
Yeah, that's crazy. Are you hearing me okay on your end?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'm going to pump you up a little bit there, though. You're a little weak. Got to say hi to who's in here. Kareem. Hi, Kareem. The champ, Kareem. Steve is here.
Hi, Steve.
Krakus in the house. Steve Downey's here as well. Dewey is with us.
Hi, Dewey.
He's back. Yes, it is. Roger Dilt's joining the party. How you doing, Raj? Good to see you here. Bill, what's up, Bill? He's here. He says hello. Skip, if you're out there, guys, say hi. We'd love to hear from you, for sure. So it's good to have you back on the program, Ceris. Did you have a good break? No, you've been busy. Can you even hear me? I don't know. You're breaking up, dear.
Yeah.
No. Wherever you are, you're not Wi-Fiing or something.
Yeah.
We are experiencing technical difficulties, folks. Please stand by.
I can hear you.
I can't. All I'm hearing is ding dongs with you. So if anybody can hear her out there, let me know if you're hearing her perfectly. Even it's on my end.
Definitely cutting it out.
You sound like Lil Wayne doing auto-tune. That's what I'm hearing. Yes, she's breaking up on Kareem's end too. Yeah, I think it's coming from your station, radio station there, Ceris, wherever you are. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Hi, Ditch.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah. Ceris' signal is low. It says Glitch City. Thank you, everybody. I don't know. We'll see if we can work it out. I don't know. She's having some Wi-Fi issues wherever she is, and we weren't on quick enough to talk to each other, even do a test.
Well,
so we're here.
I'm in my office in the bar, and it's in the back.
No, not working. We're done in the water here. Yeah. Try to go out and come back in if you can, or try a different Wi-Fi there, Ceris, if you will. What's up, Dad? Thanks for joining me. Mr. Hall, as he's known, is out there. My father. Yeah, she may have to call in. I know. Yeah, we're kind of we're taking the trip here, Ceris. Unfortunately, she just backed out of the show. So let's see if she can get better Wi-Fi and come back in and see what happens. And the best laid plans always. That's what happens when you come on the show with 30 seconds. It's still time to go live, Ceris. It is. It is. I'm giving her crap. Yes. Thank you, Roger, for saying you enjoyed the B-Man podcast the other day. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's a shame. It's sad that he is no longer in Dayton radio. What an icon. And, seems like we're canceling a lot of things in the world. We are. Just don't say anything somebody might be offended by. That's all you got to say about that. It's interesting. What's up, Daniel Brosh? Thank you. Yeah, you can ask for writers. That's the topic on the show today is what's in your writer. If you have a band writer or a contract, what's in it? And is it too much or too little? And I don't know. We're hoping to get Ceris back in here in a minute. And I don't know. She's not texted me. Well, yes, she has. Let's see what she says. She says she can't even log back in at this point. So I don't know. Let's see here. We may just have to do this at another date, folks. We may. Let me check with her one more time here. And if, unfortunately, sometimes the live stuff just doesn't work. It doesn't. And maybe we can do it later. Thank you, Dewey. I thought of that as well, but apparently that's not getting through to her. So let's see. Sorry, folks. I know you're sitting there with bated breath waiting on this great topic. And if she can't make it back in, we'll just do it another day. That's how it works. And let's talk about the brown M&Ms, Steve. That was one of the things that was in the little picture we posted. Some of you may know what the brown M&M signifies. It has a Van Halen connotation to it. But interestingly enough, there's a lot of bands out there today who have contracts and writers that are interesting. This was prompted by a post that some musicians shared in the area, and someone who was adamantly posting their views on their band not having to share a bathroom and things like that. I didn't know that was a thing. I mean, I realized that some of it. Yes, I'm going to start on my own here with this, and Ceris is trying to log back in. We'll see what happens. She's having some Wi-Fi issues. She's in her office at the bar, I think, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Maybe it's her office in her house. I don't know. And let's see what Ray Renee has to say. Says her band isn't really big enough for a writer, but we did have a venue ask us what we wanted, snacks and drinks and such. Okay. M&M sorted by color, and they did it. That's funny. That's hilarious. It is. What is the wildest thing you've ever seen in a writer? Anybody know that? Dewey, that was one of those things they did to see if the people were reading the writers. I think people do that a lot. It's very interesting. And, they ask for individual dressing rooms sometimes because the bandmates don't get along and things like that. We've talked about that on the show before. Hi, Kara. We're waiting on Ceris to get back in here if we can. If not, guys, we're just going to be short and scrap it today. We appreciate you all being here, though, and standing by. What's up, Kevin? Yes. Mark Cooper solo at the Monkey Bar and Grill, right? Or no. Is it MRB? Monkey Bar, yes. At MRB, at the Monkey Bar. There you go. All right. And Michelle Robinson Band, is that who's there? I don't know. What's MRB stand for? No brown M&Ms. What's up, Sean Cooper? Yeah, a little Van Halen thing there, but a lot of bands would sneak something into their writer at times to see if the venue was actually reading it. And I did a show one time that the writer was absolutely unbelievable. The three guys in the band wanted a $500 bottle each of champagne for their ladies that was valued at like $500 or something, $500 a piece. That obviously didn't happen because the venue that was putting that on was a small venue. But they asked for all kinds of weird stuff, and that we were going to talk about this today a lot. And apparently, Ceris is still struggling to get back on here. We're looking at some text messages. I want to see if she wants to call and give her 2 cents, and if not, we'll scrap it. That's all we can do. That's all we can do. Hi, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Hot Topic Tuesday today, taking a tank due to some technical difficulties on Ceris's end today. But that's how it works in the live world, as we say. If you've got a story about a band's writer, we'd love to hear from you, though. And if you don't know what a writer is and you're watching, it's basically the contract that says we need this, that, and the other. It comes along with a stage plot normally and a sound technical tech sheet and other things that national touring bands typically have. And it's interesting because we were backstage with John Waite. And if you've seen our interview with John Waite, you know what a nice guy is. But he, one of the things he asked for is a bottle of wine at the end of the show and those kind of things. And they put box wine in his dressing room. Well, he served that to Mrs. Hall around town. She says, I don't care. I'll drink box wine. And he served that to her the entire time. He kept going over and getting her another glass, in a red Solo cup that they provided him as well, which was interesting. You'd think that they could be a little classier than that. And then they brought pizzas in, and he just was like, I am so tired of pizza on the road. That's all anybody serves us is pizza. So that was interesting. Specific spinach and jalapeno pizza requests delivered at the end of each show. There you go. It's always there. All right. Well, guys, I think we're about to have to scratch today. I'm not getting any response back from my co-hosts, so I apologize for that. But it's not something I want to just sit here and chat about because she had all the input on this. That was kind of her topic. So we're just gonna have to figure it out. Hold on, maybe this is her dialing me. Maybe this is her. Let's see. If not, who knows? Stand by, people. We're having a little fun here. Nope. That was Bellefontaine, Ohio. We don't want that one. She is going to call in, so I'll let her have her 2 cents worth. I'm sorry, folks. I know this is just tanking bad. It happens. It doesn't happen very often, but when it happens bad. Let's see here if we can get her in here. Hey, Ceris, you with me?
I'm with you.
Oh, there you are. You have joined me. I wish I had a picture of you to put in the corner, but or a cardboard cutout. Welcome back to the show. I take it your
that would be creepy.
Wi-Fi is not going to cooperate today, right?
I guess not. I guess my back office. I mean, it says it's perfectly strong here.
Yeah, you were glitching bad. Like I said, you sounded like auto-tune to everybody. But so now that you've called me, let's get your opinion on band writers. Let's hear what you have to say about band writers real quick if we can. And we'll cut this one short. We won't make it too long today. But have you ever had anything crazy come your way in a writer?
I mean, I've had I don't think I've necessarily had anything crazy in a writer. I've had some really unnecessary attitudes. Like, I was dealing with somebody who, we had this whole plan. It was discussed. And as soon as we got to we started discussing it again, they're like, no, we're not doing that. I need to be made sure that when you announce my name, I'm the big act. Don't announce anybody else's name. I hope you're moving everything off your stage because I need more room, like stuff like that.
Right.
But like for writers, I think the weirdest, like, honestly, so far, and I admit I haven't dealt with a whole lot of national acts or anything like that, but they're all basically the same: booze, tea, hot water, and black face towels.
And wonder why they want black face towels.
Well, I just don't think they want any like or anything like that. Maybe
lint all over them, maybe, or something. I don't know. That's strange.
Yeah, I don't know. But I canceled somebody because somebody was awful. Like I was like, I honestly don't care who you are. Like they were like, well, you got to take all these things off your stage and
hold on. No shit, Steve. Good Lord. Oh, Steve Craig has just said because you sweat when you play. I mean, yeah, I know that. I'm aware of that very much. I'm just saying, why the color black? Is that does that have anything to do with anything, or is it because they don't show up on stage when they're laying around? I don't know. You know, who knows? Somebody can tell me out there. Hi, Chelsea Calloway. Thank you for joining us today. So yeah, Karis, I was telling a little story while you were trying to get things rolling here, and was telling a little bit of a story about some rider things that I've dealt with, and man, some of them want big, expensive stuff, and I think they put it in there just to see how far they can push the venue to get them the goods, so to speak. Like I said, $500 bottles of champagne for each of their ladies. One band asked for boxes of Rough Rider condoms for each guy.
How much fucking are they doing?
They didn't even have a dressing room, let alone that. What are they gonna? That was the concert. That was the concert. I put the band name because it's a 3-word band name on the 3 Porta-Johns, and I got in trouble for that. Yeah, I was scolded for that one, but you know, come on, give me a break.
Honestly, the ones that I've dealt with so far, all of them have said to me, "Wow, you went above and beyond." So
good.
I like that, except for the one that I just canceled. But
and does anybody out there that's listening today or watching, does anybody out there have anything that you require for your band that may be a strange request or something that helps get you on and off the stage? I don't know. We're talking about band riders in contracts or even verbal contracts with people, guys. If you tell the venue this is something we need to play there and those kind of things. Anybody out there have that? Throw it in the comment. Toy rock stars got to have something. I mean, if you're a rock star, you got to have something like, you know, no brown.
No, they were easy. Also, can I just say, I was pleasantly surprised by how good Rockstar was.
Did you have fun with them?
Oh my goodness, they were fantastic. People had their like flashlights on, their like lighters out. I mean, the whole vibe was great. It was so much fun. It was great. They did a fantastic job.
Gotcha. Well, I've seen them play. I enjoy Rockstar a lot. They have a lot of fun, and they're a good high energy band. They are. They're ones that
they are. I mean, people love them.
Thanks,
and that's what
Scott
made me
Elvis.
Smile.
Scott Elvis Miller telling me they want black so the makeup doesn't show when it wipes off. Thank you for that. I get that. Because nobody wants anybody to know you're wearing makeup on stage, right? Unless you were in the 80s. And if you're in the 80s, everybody wore makeup. And Dave says maybe so don't confuse them with other types of towels. So we've gone on a towel tangent today, talking about towels. Hi, Tiffany May. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Anthony Taylor. Karis, I'm reading some comments. You obviously, maybe you can read them too while you're.
I can read some too.
All right. And see what's going on out there. But a lot of our local bands, Tiffany says she's not that bougie, I guess. We just want respect, decent pay, and a good time had by all. And I did mention, Karis.
Both ways, yeah.
I mentioned earlier that this was kind of prompted a little bit by a post that was out there circulating through the music community. And a young lady got on a tangent about things. Yeah. And I mentioned a minute ago about saying that her band should not have to, none of her band members should have to share a tub. They were talking about in the bathroom and all that. And I mean, I get it, but I don't get it because I've known people that have toured and they have a tour bus. That. Okay. They have a tour bus with one bathroom in it. And that's what they all use. So
I read that. And I would say, first of all, I want to just LOL at David Parks' comment. X-rated photos of Golden Girls, a football helmet full of cottage cheese and 2 miles of hot sauce. I love that guy.
A live chicken and a weed eater. Oh, David Parks, you make me laugh, my friend. Oh my God.
Yeah, I read that, and I mean, most of what she was saying. I mean, how do you argue it? I think she, you should be very proud of who you are. You should never settle. I totally understand that. The bathtub thing, I personally don't agree with that. I mean, I look at bands that are touring literally like 10 months out of the year. Like I look at Jeff Tate, and I know that his guys tour all over the world. literally all over the world, and they don't put up a fuss for sleeping in a tour bus or sharing a bathroom or sharing a room or anything like that. I'm under the belief, just because, you know, I don't do anything that I wouldn't do myself, but like, we all started somewhere, you know what I mean? Like, I washed dishes, I did this, I did that. And every once in a while, no matter who you are or how big you get, sometimes you just gotta
suck it up.
Soak it up. It is what it is.
So Kareem's got a good question here too.
But I mean, she's fantastically talented. She's a, you know, I mean, I don't have anything, you know, I don't know. It's okay that we don't always, you know, see eye to eye on things.
You know what I'm going to say about that post? And I read that whole post a couple times actually to make sure I had the content. And I will say that she had me for a long time. She did. I mean, about the things about standing your ground,
absolutely.
about your pay and all those things.
Absolutely.
But she lost me at the bathroom thing. I mean, maybe it's been a horrible experience. They got put in a, you know, some slumlord bed and breakfast or something. I mean, maybe there's deeper than that, but she kind of lost me at that. And I thought, man, this girl's on a roll. She's standing her ground. She's strong. She wants to make sure her band makes the money they deserve and all those things. And then they talked about a tub. And I laughed at it. I had to laugh at that a little bit, but
I laugh at that too.
Yeah.
Personally, I think, you know, everything else, I completely, you know, I completely see where she's coming from. I think my issue with that, though, and coming from my side of it, is it sucks to be lumped into a group of, you know, it's important to remember that not all bookers and venue owners are the same.
Amen.
So yeah. I would hate to be lumped in a group. I only have so much capacity. I can only pay so much. I will say to people, guys, I don't think you should play here because I can't afford you. I have, you know, I would never, I will, like, I just won't take advantage of people. But I do believe that we all, you know, like, I have to bite the bullet sometimes too on certain things. You know, certain bands wouldn't play here until I expanded my stage. That's fine. I will expand my stage. You know, like, we all have to do something that we may not, or a little bit of a time or whatever it may be. But we're all trying to, you know, I would never turn down a phenomenal opportunity that could really push my, you know, my career or whatever it is, because I have to share, you know, something with somebody. I mean, that I don't care though, but I don't really give a shit about that sort of stuff. That's just me. The only thing I care about is, you know, like I've said many times before, if I feel like I'm not being respected and heard, like, and really by people in a band or their sound crew or whatever it may be, or if I feel like people are being disrespectful to my staff, or if I feel like, you got too much of an ego. Like I said, I just canceled a national act because of that. I just wasn't willing to put up with that. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah. Egos ruin a lot of things. They do.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's where that kind of post turned to me when they got into the talk about the tubs and things. That's where I thought, well, that's a little bit of an ego, because I've seen bands take one for the team to play places that the venue, and I've worked in venues that didn't have accommodations for bands that were very nice, and they sucked it up.
I mean, I don't really have accommodations for bands. You know, I rent a tour bus to make sure that for that. But I mean, for local bands, you know, I don't think there's, if any local band came to me and was like, I need 17 bottles of this and 4 of this, I'd be like, okay, well, go buy it. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, unless you're promising me, you know, this amount of sales like a national act does, I don't know why are you looking at me? You know what I mean? Like, it has to go both ways.
Right.
It has to go both ways.
I want to get to Kareem's question here. He says, when, as a band or solo act, do you qualify to start asking for a rider? That's a great question. And is it based on crowd size or gigs played and those kind of things? And then Kevin Cooper followed up on
Kevin Cooper nailed it. I think the band has to be more notorious than the venue before riders come into play. And I would agree with that. And toy, I agree. I mean, I give a discount on drinks for bands, 100%.
I'm reading.
If you didn't get any, then the bartender didn't know. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of venues who do, and there's venues who kind of work that into their cost for a band, and that's part of their cost and that kind of thing. But there's also venues who I understand the need for a rider. I understand the need, especially, and I guess when you talk about a rider, I want to throw in the tech specs and the stage plot and all that as well, because it's a package.
Yeah, Ryan Clark, no, that doesn't come out of the band's pay at all.
No.
That's an extra car. Like, let's put it this way, and I'm just going to use numbers. If a band, let's say I bring in, and I'm just going to say anybody, just choose a band. Let's just say Slayer or whatever. Just choose a band, whatever. Let's say Slayer. Slaughter. And I want to bring them in, and they cost $15,000, let's just say. Well, now I have to make sure I have the back line. That's usually about, if just in case if I don't have it, that's about another $8,000. So that $15,000 just turned into whatever that is, $23,000. Then I got to make sure that I fulfill their rider, and that adds about another couple hundred to whatever it is there. I mean, it's never just that. It's probably you're looking closer to about $25,000 for a $15,000 gig.
Thank you, Ronald Hill.
That for people that don't have that kind of like equipment and stuff like that, because they also are very specific about what kind of equipment.
Yeah, when it comes to backline and all that, they'll give you tech specs on everything. I mean, it's got to be down to the exact specification for a national act. And you know what prompts all that, Ceris, is the bad experiences. It's like every contract we have in the world is written because somebody's had a bad experience somewhere. And these bands have gone somewhere where they said, okay, we need, the sound guy's got to have 5 vocal mics. He's got to have this. He's got to have that. And all of a sudden, they don't have that when they get there.
You got to bring it.
Yeah. And then they're trying to, they failed to meet the contract, so to speak. And even if it's a verbal contract and you have a house PA and some bands use it, some bands don't. And,
right.
I
mean, for the national acts, I have to bring something in. Vixen doesn't ask for anything crazy by any means, just some hot water, some tea, couple of drinks and some towels. Nothing crazy. They're great people. Like I said, I haven't had, like, when I had Lita Ford or Kip or any of them, they've all been nothing but wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And the one that wasn't wonderful just didn't play here.
And I'll tell you, Ceris, Kip Winger, I've done multiple shows with him, and just at your place the same way. He is one of the nicest and easygoing guys you'll ever meet in the national world. And I mean, he's not the arena rock status that he was at one time, but he's still a pretty big deal. And he could be a little bit eccentric, and he's not at all. And that's the cool thing.
He was wonderful. I have not, he was great. Question for Ceris on the acts that require cover charge. Does the band ever ask for some people to get in for free? And does that count as something? Where did it go on a rider? No, that I gotta be honest with you, I don't think anybody's asked for anybody to get in for free. If they do, I mean, ours is just $5 for that. But no, that's not a rider thing. That's just a request, and I'm okay with that. Sometimes. Well,
the band sometimes has an entourage and folks, and that usually is worked out with the venue on it's who's credentialed. I mean, the band provides credentials to their people, and those people have access to the room. Now, one thing that's in a lot of contracts, though, I've seen is those people do not have access to seating in front row and all those things, because that's not what it's about, unless the band specifically says, hey, we know this kid that's a super fan in the area, and maybe he's in a wheelchair or something. Can we make accommodations for him? All that. I've seen that happen on several occasions. Brett Michaels is one who does that a lot, and he'll make accommodations for people that have messaged him or this or that. But the amount of messages that come through a promoter for these guys and their managers for people trying to get in. I mean, we've mentioned it on the show before. Big John, who's done security at all these events and things for years. I mean, he's in the hospital having a heart transplant, and people are messaging him to get in to the stadium
that
tour.
was ridiculous.
You know, I mean,
that's ridiculous.
It's nuts.
I mean, I have people literally. Yeah, I mean, it's not even remotely the same, but I mean, on the day of a show, people are texting me being like, "Hey, can you get me in?" I just was remembering that I was like, I'm not even gonna fucking respond because fuck you. Like, you think I'm checking my phone right now?
Right.
You honestly, you know, like.
Right.
And they're not asking, and it's not always that they're asking to get them for free. It's just like, come on, guys, I don't have time. You know, I felt bad for John for that one.
And
that was ridiculous.
Devin, your statement there is very true, because what Ceris was saying, you can take whatever the band's going to cost you. If they quote you, let's just say they're going to play for $15,000, double it for backline, all the other stuff that goes along with it, security issues, renting things and this and that. Just double that price before you ever begin to think about booking a national act. And you know, Bret Michaels, he's kind of a big deal too, but he's playing smaller rooms and things now. So those riders,
a lot of them are playing smaller rooms.
Yeah, those riders go down. You know, they're not as big as they were.
The riders are generally written out for festival size type things, like larger venues. So like this morning, I had a phone call with their tour manager to go over what they want and don't want on their riders. And, you know, I mean, I've met them all before. They're all super easy, lovely people. So I knew it wasn't going to be anything crazy. And even if it was, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, as long as it's not like, give me the blood of like a young infant or something, or a dog, and that's fine with me. Like, I don't really care.
Oh my God. Are you booking Ozzy next?
Right. Yeah. It just goes back to, I'm almost willing to rent or get you whatever the fuck you need, just as long as you are nice.
And Steve, nobody I know of locally is being backlined. I mean, that I know of, unless they play a national act that's in front of them, and sometimes they use the back line that's there.
Right.
But that's really it. Most of them are nationals who fly in with their guitar, and you know, they want this and that on their requirements, and that's not even really a rider item. That's a tech spec item and a production item. So there's two different swords there, so to speak, for those who come in. And I'm sure, Steve, when you go play and open, and I've seen you open for national acts, you probably have had to give them a little bit of info on what you require on the stage. I hope you did. And let's see, there's some more comments coming in here. Kevin McCoy, local band, no need riders, he said. It's when you're a touring band, when a rider comes into play, usually it's like water and sandwiches and fruit, simple stuff. Yeah. And really most of them are. They're really easy. It's not the horror stories you hear, but there are some who will play it. The one, and I'll tell you, the ones we've booked, the rap groups, they can have a big rider. And I think they just try to see what they can get, to be honest with you. I mean, you know. We had one that they couldn't all come in the same van. They had to be transported separately because they didn't get along. Interesting.
Because they what?
They didn't get along. They fly in separately. They go out on the stage, play an hour or 90 minutes or so, and they didn't get along. So they didn't want to ride in the same vehicles and all those things. So that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you have to draw the line as an owner and say, well, do you accommodate that request or do you not? I got a few more comments here before we have to go today, Ceris. And
okay.
Oh, hey, Dewey. And yes, by the way, the Scooby snacks at Springfest backstage, Devin, were awesome, by the way. I believe I had a couple of them. I hope I was allowed. I was on the list for the rider material. Ceris, what else you got on this topic as I'm looking at this stuff?
I don't know. I feel like we covered it, you know, with remaining respectful.
Isn't that what we always say? It gets a bit interesting.
So.
Remain respectful. And Bill said he'd rather see local acts and smaller local venues. Yeah, I like that too, Bill. That's my thing. I don't get me wrong. I like the big concerts, and I do, but I like local music. That's why we do what we do here. And,
I love local music too. I really do.
Yes, and sponsors are a big thing too, Devin, and that's the other side. When you're doing festivals and things, most of those bands get paid for through sponsorships, and that a lot of the bigger festivals are doing that, and they name the stage after whatever, whether it's Reichert Buick or whoever it might be that paid for the stage notoriety, and they help pay for the bands.
Yeah,
and, interesting. And Steve says stage plot for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And the biggest thing I've heard I've seen in any live setting when you're a band, whether you're playing a local venue or, and the little memes, the jokes out there about stage size and all that, you get put in a little corner, but is power. Yeah. Power is so important that there's enough electricity to run what you got to run.
That's why we always rent a generator when we have these big national acts.
Yeah.
Two generators.
Isn't that interesting?
Just in case.
And just add that to the list of things that cost you to put that on. People think you make a lot of money on those acts, and you don't.
Oh, I don't make a dime off of it.
Yeah.
But it's fun, and I like it.
So it's going to be fun. And I will say, coming up at the Bell and the Bear, let's talk about that for a minute while we got a minute. This week is your 5th anniversary. So first and foremost, congratulations, Ceris, on a killer business.
Thank you.
And
thank you very much. Thank you for your support and everybody's support.
I wish your face was on here so we could smile at it and tell you how much you mean to all of us and all you do there at the Bell and the Bear. But, 5 years is a mighty long time, and you're just starting out really with your goals and all that, I know. But I will say what you've built in that business and what you did through COVID, I say it all the time, you saved a lot of us, and we appreciate you very much.
Well, I appreciate you. And, it's a weird thing, but COVID is kind of how it all kind of began for me, because it was either I was going to go under or I was going to go big. And I said, well, fuck it. Let's go big. Let's see what happens.
And you did.
And it happened.
And it worked. Absolutely.
And thank you, everybody. Honestly, I truly mean it when I say I am flabbergasted by the amount of support and just kindness that I get from it. Like it blows my mind. I go home and I'm like, I'm like, read these comments and I'm like, this is just amazing. Like, it's a whole team. It's a whole family that makes this dynamic work, man. And I just love it. I love every second of it.
And it goes farther than your employees too. I mean, you have a family of folks there that support you and do things for your, and when you have these national events, you see some of those people step up and really work to make it all happen. And I think that's a cool thing. And I'm looking forward to being there this week. Sounds like the jam's going to be killer.
Wow, did you hear who's coming? How many people are coming? That's going to be crazy this Thursday.
Thursday's going to be a party. And I think there's going to be people there that aren't going to be able to make it on Friday due to other gig commitments and all that. They're going to be there Thursday. So let's just make a week of it. And what's happening Wednesday?
CSG is there on Saturday. I'm so thrilled they were able to do that. That was I was so happy that I could make that happen, because I love CSG.
Dewey wants you to mention any of the guests on the jam. Can you do that? Tell him a few.
Oh, we've got, I want to make sure I get this right. So hold on, let me just go to what I do know, and that this is not the end all be all, but I can tell you, we will officially have the OG of BBC. So that's some Ann Coleman, Brian Coleman, Ryan will be there, Dave Wade will be there. We will have the horns from Second Wind, Chris Reese, and some of the band will be there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Steve's going to be. I thought he was, but I'm unsure. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, going to be a blast. And what do you got Wednesday? You've got a biggie on Wednesday too, don't you?
Wednesday, I know. I can't believe I even scored this. I got Scotty Bratcher again and Noah Wotherspoon playing again their act. And last time it was so good, other than the fact that we lost power. But I will say, even when it wasn't just me, the whole complex went out. When the power went out, it made for this really incredible experience, because they kept playing. and people just surrounded them like in the dark with their phones. I mean, it was a really epic moment. So,
Yeah,
but
that was
this
cool.
we're planning on having more power.
Absolutely. And Jim, we haven't planned there. There's just so much going on at the Bell. We didn't plan for that.
I won't make it. I won't make that. Yeah, I can't do that.
That's too crazy. But we'll be live from the Bell again. We're live down there quite a bit, and we'll be live from there as well and get Ceris on with us. And you never know when we're going to do a Hot Topic Tuesday, even live at times. So we'll see what shakes out. And thank you, Ceris, for your weekend of fun. I will see you both Thursday and Friday, for sure. And let's talk about the Bell Dwellers real fast that are opening the show for Vixen. That is going to be incredible.
I mean, that lineup is insane, right?
Oh,
the Bell Dwellers?
I can't wait to see him play. And Steve wouldn't give it up on the show the other day. He wouldn't give it up on what they're going to play and those kind of things. It's a secret thing going on. So
yeah, I'm just so excited about this. Like, you know me, I love little projects and just, I don't know, I love creating fucking beauty. And this to me, I mean, I know I've only known Steve for a really short while, but the moment he stepped up on that stage, I was like, where have you been? You so belong with all of us. Like, I don't know. And to me, it's like the most epic family dinner, and it's gonna be incredible. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I will see you Thursday and Friday. I hope to enjoy an evening of great music both nights with you there at the Bell and the Bear on your 5th anniversary party. So thank you, Ceris.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Stevie.
All right. And I will tell you that I'll be at Mr. Burroughs tonight, 7:00, doing a little trivia thing. Wednesday at Heather's. Catch me there and cash me outside, as they say.
Catch you outside.
Thank you, Ceris.
I hope you have good weather. Thank you, Scott. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. We're getting out of here, everybody. Thanks. Tune in tomorrow, Wednesday with the band, 5:00. We're talking to the Cincy Blues Fest going on tomorrow at 5. So join us then. Happy 5th to the Bell and the Bear. We're out of here, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.